You'd be hard-pressed to find any American who doesn't own a home or aspire to become a homeowner someday. That's because homeownership has been a cornerstone of the American dream, differentiating us from many other nations for much of the past century. We all know that the dream was challenged when the real estate bubble burst. But did you know that there are some people in Washington who appear to be pushing policies that could quash the American dream of homeownership forever?
The housing market comprises roughly 15% of the economy. And as a result, if the housing market is not flourishing, then it can hold back the economic growth potential.
There are three important policy issues today that every homeowner and hopeful future homeowner needs to know about. The first involves Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, the quasi-governmental entities that buy and insure many of our home mortgages from our banks, thus encouraging our banks to continue making more safe home loans, and a primary reason we have the 30-year fixed-rate loan available to all of us.
It's part of their American aspiration to own a property, to become a homeowner. To do that, one has to have access to mortgages.
There are some in Washington who are pushing to dismantle Fannie and Freddie. The problem is, when we ask how average Americans would be able to get a safe home loan, they have no realistic answer. The second issue involves fees that Fannie and Freddie charge us when we get a home loan. They're called G fees because they're essentially money we pay to Fannie and Freddie to guarantee investors they'll eventually sell those loans to that will pay back the loans.
America is very unique in having 30-year fixed-rate mortgage, but this comes about because of the policy advocacy of needing the backstop government guarantee on some of the mortgages.
Because Fannie and Freddie take on that risk, they're entitled to be paid for it. And if there's ever another real estate crisis, they'll need our G fees to make good on those guarantees. The problem is, leaders in Washington have been taking those G fees away from Fannie and Freddie and using them to pay entirely unrelated government bills. And now, rather than helping reduce costs for new homeowners, some in Washington are even pushing to increase these fees that we all pay at closing. Clearly, that's got to stop. And the third issue involves homeowners simply trying to improve their home's energy efficiency, but instead being scammed by the companies they hire to help them do that. The problem is these scammers are allowed to place liens on our homes, just like mortgage lenders, which puts our homes at risk of foreclosure if we don't pay them. But they're not required to give us the same information and disclosures. As a result, many are doing the exact responsible, energy-saving improvements we should all be doing, but risk losing their homes as a result. Tell us what you think about these important issues facing sustainable homeownership today, or email your questions.